is over.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Oh, my favorite band, Kiss, had a song with that lyric, welcome to the show. Good evening all, I hope you are all doing well, and you of course have joined the Insiders for our podcast here on Wednesday evening. I hope you are all doing well. Just coming off that NXT that we had tonight, and man, got some unbelievable stuff there. Of course, we saw Karrion Kross give up the belt. Kind of a shame that that he had to do that, but you know, people kind of figured it was coming. So yeah, I mean, you know, but it was cool how he did it though. He dropped it in the ring. He had the little, the hourglass behind it, and kind of like the way it was done. And then of course, we got an announcement about a 4-man Iron Man match next Tuesday for the title. Woo! Ciampa versus Gargano versus Cole versus, oh my God, now who's the fourth person?
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. How can I forget Mr. Finn Balor? Yes. It just keeps going. It just keeps going, doesn't it? Like we get off of one cool thing, we come to another cool thing, and just hear more and more and more. It's amazing. As always, Jeff is here with me, of course, and Jeff, man, we have just come off a big week, and we're going to cover that a little bit. We've got a video coming up from Gary. He dropped about 12 minutes of stuff for us tonight. Of course, couldn't be here, but he sent us some audio for the show, which is great, and we appreciate that. Thank you. Shout out to Gary. We're just going to keep going. It just is like the train that never stops. It just keeps going and going and going and going, man. It's unbelievable. We came off an awesome Impact last night, another great NXT tonight. Tomorrow night is AEW, and then on Friday, we got AEW to talk about because we haven't even had a chance to mention AEW because there's so much going on. No breaks, no rest. We just keep going. Oh, let me say hello to some people, and we'll kind of get underway here because we've got a lot. Oh, stick around for later because we have some stuff coming up. So stick around for tonight. Jeff and I are trying to stay as positive as we can. Again, we've got so much going on outside in the world, just so much, and so much weighing everybody down, and news, and oh my goodness, it's just one thing after another. My youngest daughter had a bit of a tragedy in her life today. A fellow classmate was shot to death, and it was 3 classmates. They were together at a party, were drinking, and one of them had a gun. We don't really know the circumstances, but just horrible stuff. So we're trying to keep it positive, trying to keep it upbeat. And with that said, we normally do the debate segment, and the debates can get a little controversial. Of course, when you debate, that's what it is. You're kind of, you get me all fired up and turned heel. Jeff gets on his soapbox and we get on stuff like that. But we, in honor of the negativity that you're seeing on, and wrestling stuff and so much stuff going, we're not going to do that tonight. We're not going to do that. Thank you, Anna. Sympathies, but yeah, she's out at a vigil. They actually had a gathering tonight and went to a little vigil. So yeah, crazy. 16 years old. So yes. But yeah, we're not going to do our normal debates. So later on, you guys get to pick the debates. You can tell me and Jeff what the debate, but we're going to keep it wrestling free. We're gonna just go goofy, a little bit goofy tonight. You can give us some debate topics later on and stuff like that, and we'll get. So also I have an announcement to make later on about the upcoming AEW pay-per-view, which we have a code to give away for our overseas fans for Fight TV. And one of you is going to get to win this code to be able to watch AEW, the pay-per-view coming up in it's just like a week or so. But you're going to get it. You're going to get a code to watch it for free. So hang loose. I'll announce that a little bit later on in the show as well. And man, we got some stuff to talk about. This show is all over the place. We got video games to chat about because, of course, there's a really cool video game we've got that we're going to talk about as well. I shared it on Twitter with an amazing lineup of wrestlers. And then we've got, I'm going to talk about Thunderdome, give you guys a little inside look at my experience on Thunderdome that I was on SmackDown last week. So I'll talk to you about that. So we just got a ton of stuff. So let me just say hello to some people here. DJB Tazzy was first 3 days in a row. All right, dude. Famous KJ Carter, how are you? Shout out to you. Jody Gilly says, hey, what's up? Butter Spark, hello. Steve Walker, yo. Jake is here. Hello, Jake. Drift Lewis, hello to you. I hope you're not smashing any walls today. We've got Joshua Mickelson. We've got Anna Dawes. Hello to you. We've got Hayden Garrett. We've got John Dioria. We've got Dave in real life. Hello, Dave. How are you? Glenda Days. We've got Glenda Days. Hello, how are you? I'm the lady from Days' green screen. All right. We've got Austin 316. We've got Shaquem 23. We have got Sean Rousset. We've got Youssef as well. We've got, oh my goodness, Sunny Wolf is here. Welcome to you, Sunny Wolf. And am I missing anybody? Nails is here over on Twitch. We have got Eric Buchanan is here with us. Welcome to you. And I think that should about round it out. Showtime Torres, what's up? Yes, so hello to everybody. Welcome to the show. And like I said, we've got a full slate here. And we're going to have Gary kind of start us out. So again, Gary couldn't be with us, but he was nice enough to record a video. So he's going to go over some breaking stuff here with some news about what happened the past few days. Going to talk, I think, a little bit about Roman Reigns and some other subjects. So without further ado, let's get to Gary. When we're done, we will come right back and we will chat about some of these same topics as well. So please stick around. We got a lot of stuff for you tonight and hope you have a good time. So here's Gary.
So yeah, obviously the big news this week was Roman Reigns returning to WWE after, I believe, over 4 months out. We know that he was away, before WrestleMania, which is why we ended up getting Braun Strowman as champion in the first place. Obviously, Roman Reigns was meant to be the person to dethrone Goldberg. I remember us talking all about this way back then. And yeah, we all know why he was away. Completely understandable, of course. These rumours have been circulating a little bit. I don't know how this one flew under the radar because back last week, I'd been told there was a plan to bring Roman Reigns back. I know that a couple other journalists knew about this, and no one reported on it just because it was very vague at that time. And it's the best way I can put it is that I also got told it was a lock that he was going to be at SummerSlam at 9 p.m. before SummerSlam, which I should, for anyone outside the UK, SummerSlam's at 1 a.m. here. So I get told that at 9 p.m. that he would be at SummerSlam. Decided not to report on it because, man, who wants that spoiled? If you spoil the return of Roman Reigns a few hours before it happens, no one's gonna thank you for it. Everybody's just gonna hate you for spoiling something like that. But it happened. So glad it happened. For me, I think it freshens up everything, and I know that the Thunderdome has done that, even though there's been a few things that have seeped through. I think overall it's been good. Hopefully the bad stuff gets eradicated pretty quickly, but for me, Roman Reigns being back is absolutely brilliant. The one thing that is the problem is, where do we go with Bray Wyatt? So when you end up putting the title on Bray Wyatt and then Roman Reigns comes back and spears him, it doesn't look too good for Bray Wyatt when that title's then going to be defended against Roman Reigns the next week. The one thing I'll say, Braun Strowman, you've got to think he's taking the pinfall. For me, I think they either have, Bray Wyatt pin Braun Strowman and then continue a storyline with Roman Reigns. I think that's the way to go. I think maybe put off the title win. Roman Reigns, of course, is kind of owed a title shot because he had to forfeit his last one due to health reasons. But for me, I don't know what way it's going to go. The other swerve is we could easily get Otis coming in and cashing in on Braun Strowman, take the title out of the equation completely. And then for me, I wouldn't even mind that, because for me, I just think having The Fiend versus Roman Reigns would be a great feud, just because of we've seen what Bray Wyatt done with Braun Strowman, the stories they can tell. We know the past that both of them have. Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, doing his promos on Roman Reigns, for me would be brilliant. For me, I always say this, you guys know better than anyone that this is what I say about everything. If you don't know what's going to happen, you're going to watch. And I'm definitely going to be watching to see exactly what happens at Payback, which is not something I thought I would say. That's something I'll tell you. It's definitely added a little element of intrigue to WWE Payback. In the AEW, I think there's only one thing we can mention from AEW. Well, two things actually. The first thing I guess would be, man, how good is it to see Thunder Rosa appearing in AEW and carrying that NWA Championship. She's exactly what AEW needs right now. We've spoke so much about that women's division, and it's a shame because there is potential there, but I feel like they've not really built the potential to a credible threat beyond, maybe Swole, maybe Britt Baker, but nothing else really. Thunder Rosa is someone that you can see coming in there and shaking that up. I don't know what the future is of NWA. I know that, we've seen Nick Aldis elsewhere, and there's been kind of rumours that I think they are pretty much confirmed now of Wade Barrett, Stu Bennett, doing some commentary for NXT. So that's a big one. But I think when we talk about AEW, the one thing we need to mention is Cody Rhodes versus Brody Lee. Now, I'm going to be a bit controversial here. I did not like the match. I don't think they've built Brody in the right way to do that kind of match and to squash Cody Rhodes that strong. I think it looks a bit bad on the other people Cody Rhodes is defeated. We've built this title, we've built Cody Rhodes, and we've built a lot of people with the run he's had. I think squashing it, just, the story they told didn't quite cut it for me. I always spread himself too thin. It didn't work for me. I really didn't like it. But that being said, everything that happened after the bell was phenomenal. I really liked everything they done with the Dark Order at the end. It's what was needed, because the Dark Order storyline has been very lacklustre. I've been very critical of it. I loved it at first, thought it was going down the right path, and then they went down the road of mocking Vince McMahon and stuff. I think they get a bit too caught up in their own heads, and I hated it. But, this week, they've done it right. For me, that was the kind of segment that if I was undecided on what I was watching out of NXT and AEW, it comes down to that for me. It definitely comes down to that, and I think that will maybe be something that will be a major storyline going forward, and one that a lot of people will be very interested to see. So yeah, the big news this week, Keith Lee going to Raw. Now, I just want to say this. I was asked a fair few times last week about the Keith Lee carrying cross match at TakeOver and what was going to happen there. And I did say several times, I think Keith Lee loses and we never see Keith Lee in NXT again. A lot of people obviously weren't happy with him losing, first title defence and stuff like that. But for me, I think it was always going to be about, when they actually put the title or titles on Keith Lee, it was always, for me, a thing that they were doing, two reasons. One, to pop a rating, because that's why you do almost everything in wrestling, to create that moment. And the second one, I think, was purely because they knew Keith Lee was going to the main roster. With some, main roster inverted quotes. We've seen him competing against Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. So I think, well conditioned to see Keith Lee on Raw. I always thought that was going to be the plan. And of course, it was. Because now you can call them former NXT champion Keith Lee. Now you can say the only man to have held both the singles titles and NXT at the same time. It's a good build. They gave him an incredible build. You know, with the spotlight at SummerSlam, the little vignette. They spoke about it on social media all day on Monday. Even during Raw, before he appeared on Monday. Absolutely brilliant. On paper, everything's good. You know, you look at the Randy Orton, the fact he gets to interrupt Randy Orton. As soon as I heard Keith Lee's, you know, that little hook at the start of his music, the one we're so conditioned to hearing, I was like, yes, this is going to be absolutely amazing. And then it took me a couple of seconds to realise the music that came after that hook wasn't the same music. Now, I feel bad. I don't really want to be too critical of this because, you know, Keith Lee has been very outspoken about it, and he is someone who speaks so well. He's been very outspoken about it on Twitter. So I feel like it's not really, you know, he said it better than I ever could, that it's out of his hands and he'll deal with it later and stuff like that. But it is still a little bit worrying. You know, the music, I believe Fightful reported that it's because the previous music was done by CFO. I believe they're called CFOS, CFO dollar sign it's down as. But for me, you know, the music wasn't even the most important bit. I know a lot of people hated it. For me, it's the fact that you change his attire. Because I think Keith Lee, kind of two sides to it. The fact that he is a bigger guy is great. You know, proof that not all wrestlers need to look the same. I've always said this about Kevin Owens. We see them in the ring. They're so, you know, agile. They're just absolutely brilliant. They can fly around. They've got all the stamina in the world. They kind of show that, you know, there's not just one healthy body. I like that. You know, you don't need to be this body shape to be healthy. That's great. But even aside from that, if you look at Keith Lee's torso, he actually has abs. So you can actually see that as a built guy, he's just a big guy. Which, you know, it goes back to that point of it's fine to be a different shape. You can still be healthy. You can still be, you know, someone who is great in the ring. That kind of leads to, you know, I mentioned this on Twitter. I think Keith Lee is a gazelle in a rhino's body in the best possible way. He flies around. He's got that belief that he can fly around, but he can be a big bruiser too. And, you know, his promo style is so eloquent and gazelle-like, I would say. But the attire just did nothing. You know, the vest covering that up was bad, but the shorts were the worst thing. They looked like, you know, they looked like a skirt almost. And for me, I was spending the full thing going, man, there's going to be a wardrobe malfunction here because they are very, very short shorts and very baggy shorts. So I wouldn't be confident wearing them, I'll say that. I don't know how Keith Lee felt about it personally. But yeah, for me, you know, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm a positive person, as you guys know. The attire wasn't good. I'm going to say that for me personally. And the music wasn't good for me personally. But I don't want it to cloud over, having taken a few days to think about this, I don't want it to cloud over Keith Lee's debut, because I feel like he is going to be a big star on Raw no matter what. The guy will make sure he's a big star on Raw no matter what. He was in a match with Randy Orton. It ended in a disqualification, sure. I actually think maybe if you had him lose to Randy Orton in a long contest, it would have been, you know, better for Keith Lee. But at the same time, that might just be what we get on Sunday. I don't think win or loss, you know, Keith Lee's not going to be buried by losing to Randy Orton. That would just be a silly thing to say, I think. For me, even if he loses to Randy Orton, it's fine. He doesn't need to be undefeated on the main roster. Undefeated streaks are overrated anyway. Then we'll end up having them coming back at 60 years old and beating Bray Wyatt for a title. So none of us want that. But yeah, for me, I think Keith Lee, I'm just going to keep it positive. I'm, you know, positively, as he has been on Twitter before. I'm going to keep it positive. I think the guy is going to have a fantastic future on Raw, or maybe on SmackDown if he gets moved, but I think he's going to have a big future. There's a lot for him to do. I think WWE do really value the guy, you know, despite what happened to the music and the attire, the actual booking has shown me as much that they see a lot in this guy. So for me, I'm going to just sit back, watch, and do what Keith Lee said to do on his Twitter. Let him deal with it, because we know he can.
That was Gary.
All right, guys. Well, there you go. We heard from Gary, and again, thank you to Gary for providing us that audio. I know he was disappointed he couldn't join us, but he did give us the audio there. So let's get into a little bit of stuff here. And again, let's try to keep this as positive as we can. Yeah, let's try to keep things as positive as we can. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's get into it, Jeff. What are we leading off with here in the opening bell?
Let's lead off with Brody Lee.
Mr. Brody Lee, yeah. So we we were watching NXT on Saturday. Didn't even a lot of you guys were telling us in the chat what was going on with this match because obviously we had NXT on. We were doing a watch along. We couldn't hear what was couldn't see what was going on. So I mean, I went back and I watched this, and man, this was just a squash. Like this was just an absolute squash. Like Brody Lee just destroyed Cody. Destroyed him from the start to finish. Man, I don't think really anybody saw that coming. There was a lot of stuff going on with a lot of rumors going on, what we were gonna maybe see, and we were asking people all through, did Rowan show up? Did Rowan show up? Because that was one of the rumors. But man, did they make Brody Lee look powerful in this match? Wow. I was shocked, and then of course, like Gary was saying, the ending that we got finally, we got an awesome Dark Order moment. I've been waiting for that since I joined the damn thing. Now I'm proud to be a member. But anyway, I mean, then we got Anna Jay attacking Brandy. We got, Arn Anderson got beaten up. I mean, now they're a legit faction. They've got a guy, he broke up the old TNT title and he smashed it over Cody's back. Cody's apparently taking some time off now, so he's going to be gone for a while. I mean, this is pretty cool. This is pretty good stuff. This is what I want to see out of this, is what I want to see out of this faction. So many weeks it just seemed like there was just no direction. It didn't really know where they were going. You didn't really, know where it was heading and things like that. So now they look like they're dominant. They look like they've got people back, on their side. It's just going to maybe start to grow. More people might get in there. Man, I dig it. I've been, just absolutely shocked at how bad of a beating Cody took. Jeff, I mean, did you have time to go back and watch this? And if so, I mean, you gotta have been surprised by the result.
Yeah, I was very surprised by the result, but I know a lot of people had a lot to say about how Cody was booked at the beginning with this title and all of those things. The one thing I can say is that Cody being booked the way that he was booked actually elevates this championship, so it feels like a bigger deal now because of how Cody defended it, how it was booked, and to have Brody Lee come in and just absolutely decimate him makes him look extremely strong. The way that the Dark Order came out at the end and just kind of wrecked shop, that made them look strong. Finally, this looks like it's heading in a direction that we thought it would from the very beginning. So I'm actually really excited to see what happens next for the Dark Order and for Mr. Brody Lee, because I think this is the beginning of them just wreaking havoc all across AEW.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think this is just the start of what we're going to see from AEW, and now I'm very anxious to see what we get tomorrow night as a follow-up and see what's going to happen from here. You had some good, you had some bad, you got some kind of weirdo mimosa match. Like, what the hell is a mimosa match? We're going to dive into vats of mimosa now. Yeah, one good and one, just got to scratch your head. Just gotta scratch your head. But yeah, I absolutely love this. I love Brody Lee, and I loved when he came in. I love the fanfare that he got, and now, man, we've got an awesome Dark Order thing to look forward to. So yes, very, very happy about that. Excited to see where they follow up with this. All right, what's up next, Jeff?
So we're going to stick with AEW and talk about our friend and one-time guest on the show, Thunder Rosa, being in AEW.
Yes, La Mera Mera. Love Thunder Rosa. I really do. Yeah, I always go back to when I first started watching NWA. The very first time I watched it, it wasn't even one of their actual shows with matches. It was the moment where they showed Thunder Rosa having her MMA fight. And so it wasn't really, it was just kind of an extended promo of her. And I was impressed from the start. And of course, I was just more and more impressed when we spoke to her as well, because she's awesome. Love her spirit. I love her story. I love what she told us in that interview, and the advice she gave to women who want to get into wrestling. Just awesome. Just absolutely awesome. She's really cool, and I'm really really excited for her. Wherever she ends up, whether this is a one-time thing, whether she is in AEW now for good, good for her. Good for her. When we heard her story, and if you hadn't listened to that interview, go back and do so. It was really good. And if you have not listened to that, you'll hear her story, where she came from, and how she got to where she is, and the NWA championship, and that moment for her winning that championship was really cool. So I'm thrilled. I'm glad this was one of the spoilers that did come true, and I am just excited to see where this goes. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, for all the reasons that you just said, I mean, you have to admire her story, her backstory in terms of all the things that she's overcome in her life, and for her to come from where she has is just a testament to how amazing of a person she is. So I'm really happy for her in this opportunity. And if she ends up in AEW full time, great. She deserves to be on a big stage. She deserves to be on TV every week. So, that's the thing with her, is that she's money. So, and she gives a much needed addition to AEW in their women's division, and it just feels like this is going to be a big moment for AEW. So I'm really excited to see her in AEW and challenging Sheeta for the title at All Out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we've got an announcement for our overseas viewers for All Out coming up, so stay tuned. But yes, a little teaser. We would not be a show that we are without a little teaser. So yes, Thunder Rosa was a cool moment. I'm glad that was one of the things we heard that came true. And yes, super, super excited for her, and to see where she is going to go. And yes, I agree with you, Jeff. I think she's going to do nothing but bring more eyes to that women's division, and that is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Sean Rousset says Thunder Rosa's promo was oh God, promo was fantastic. What am I? I'm like Mario here. Promo. Jody Gilly said so excited for her. Yes, we are as well. We are as well. She was kind enough to come on when she had won the title, and look, you don't always get that. You don't always get that. Somebody who is a champion, that champion brings them prestige. They don't need to come on a smaller podcast, and she was very kind to do so. And we will always be forever indebted to her for that, and always, watching her career with the hopes that she just shines brighter and brighter. So yes. Blood Sword Streaming is here. Shane says, I am drunk. No, actually I'm not. I'm probably maybe a little bit tired. I came off a long shift today. But welcome, Shane. Shane is my friend for a long time. That he was in indie wrestling as well. Him and Jeff, we interviewed Shane. And check out Shane's. He has a channel, Blood Sword Stick Streaming. He does really cool stuff. If you ever have nothing to do on a night where you're not watching some wrestling and you like video games, check out Shane's stream. He does his own wrestling league, a video game wrestling league. Very, very cool. He does all his announcement, his own announcing, his backstage promos, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. So check out his stream if you get a chance. And welcome. Glad you can make it, Shane. Welcome to the show. Jeff, what is next?
Let's see here.
There's so much we can't pick. There we
Let's
go.
talk about Mr.
Fall
Karrion Kross.
and pray. Fall and oh god, I love his entrance so much. I'm just dreaming about the day when he takes on the Fiend. Good God, my mind will explode. Yeah. So of course, yes, Karrion Kross, the new NXT champion. We watched NXT. We saw this match. The match was pretty brutal. You know, two guys really going at it, and then we saw the finish. Kind of not the finish we really expected. It wasn't due to the finishers. They both kind of kicked out of each other's finishers. But yes, Kross wins the title. Now we all know what happened since. Unfortunately, he did separate his shoulder in the process, and man, that sucks. Triple H even said it. He was really feeling upset for him and how hard he worked to get where he was, and then this kind of a thing happens, and it's terrible. It really is. They work, they build themselves up, and of course, Karrion Kross came over as Killer Kross from another company, and he came in with such hype and everything like that, and really building this character and things like that, and then this kind of thing happens. I mean, look at Finn Balor. Similar, not the same injury, of course, but kind of similar situations. He works his way up there, and boom, you get hurt. Right when you get that title. And tonight, wasn't really sure what was going to happen here because you heard that the injury wasn't so bad and he might not be out for any length of time, might be able to work through this, but he came out to the ring tonight in NXT, and of course he laid the title down and said he knows he can compete in the next pay-per-view for that title. So he put the title down. It was kind of spotlighted in the middle of the ring, but it was cool because he worked it out. And see, this is good. Great writing here because they worked over it. Yeah, it was disappointing. It was a sad moment, and everything, but he worked through it and he pushed through. And he said, but he said, I'm not. It's not like this is over. And then they put the hourglass down, and he kind of puts out a warning to everybody, saying, "Hey, this is the journey isn't done." And I like the part, almost like I like the part of getting there. I loved it. I absolutely loved the promo. I loved what he did. And yeah, you gotta know he's hurting, man. You really do. I mean, as a person and what he worked for, you gotta know that he's hurting. And getting all the way up to the top, and then just having to relinquish the title, it's tough, man. I'm sure it's really tough. But I know that he will come back. And he will be stronger than ever. And who knows? Now we're getting that 4-way. Maybe Ciampa will be. Oh, Ciampa was brutal tonight, by the way. Maybe Ciampa will be the guy who's holding the title when he gets back. You get a little rematch going on. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Yes, Hayden Garrett, he relinquished his NXT championship. Yes, he did. He got hurt during the match. C said earlier the fact that Kross finished the match with all the times he lifted Keith Lee with a separated shoulder. He's a badass. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He was hurt not late in that match. He was hurt kind of early on. Mail says everyone from the Indies congratulating him shows he's a good guy in real life. Jody Gilly says he will be back in a dominant force to be reckoned with. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Jeff, what did you think? Did you get to see his promo tonight? I don't know. I know we were chatting, but I don't know if you got to see the promo. What did you think?
I didn't get to see it live, but I did check out the clip of it. It's sad because he's been on such a dominant run, and my goodness, I mean, just to see him relinquish that belt, I feel bad for him. But in feeling bad for him and him having to do this, we get an amazing match next week. And I'm really excited for the 4 guys that are in that match because they're all very deserving of being there and being a champion. You can make a case for any of these guys winning. I think that I don't think we'll see Adam Cole win it. I think it's going to be between Ciampa and Balor.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I'd be fine with either of those guys winning it. I'd be happy with either one. This version of Tommaso Ciampa is the best version of him. I love the demonic, evil, black heart, Ciampa. So give me that guy, but I think it's going to be one of those guys that comes down to the end to win that one. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. But I hate everything that happened the way that it did. But it just shows you how much of a competitor that Karrion Kross is. And I'll say this: I don't know. I've had a very similar injury, and I can tell you that it's difficult. And like C said in his comment, for him to pick up a man the size of Keith Lee with that injury going on, that just shows his toughness. So I hope he gets back soon. C brings up a really good comment here. He says, "What if Cross never goes back to NXT? I could see him being a Royal Rumble surprise. I would not mind that." So
yeah, I don't think anyone would. And yeah, I mean, if it's a 4 to 6 week type thing, then you're looking at a month and a half, 2 months, and you don't know. I mean, if it's longer than that, if it's like a 4 to 8 week thing, then at that point in time, you're getting out there. You're getting almost to the end of the year. So
why not save him?
Yeah, it's
why
a good
not save
point.
him until then? And
Good point.
And let that injury really heal up. I know everyone's like saying, I want him to come back, but you got to think about this too from a human being standpoint. Wrestling at this point is his livelihood. So having a separated shoulder and then receiving further damage to that shoulder could put that livelihood in jeopardy. So give this guy a chance to heal up, let him take some time off. And when you bring him back, I wouldn't mind seeing him at the Royal Rumble, but bring him back, meaner, badder, more evil than ever, and unleash him on whoever at that point.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, great shouts. That would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, what do we got next, man?
Man, we got a lot.
No.
So let's talk about let's talk about this guy right here.
Solid Snake, Aleister Black. Yes. Let's talk about Aleister Black, because obviously on Abby's the other day, Kyle talked about Aleister Black a little bit, just a little bit. We're getting Aleister Black back as a heel. And now I know the reports came out were saying that, this was mostly because Kevin Owens didn't have anybody to feud with. So they brought Black back to do that. But I think this is a really good decision on WWE's part. I think he's just better as a heel. I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes up with. Jody says Kyle enjoyed that segment. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Let's wait and see what ends up being on that eye. Is there going to be some kind of a little thing going, like a little makeover maybe going on? We're going to see something cool coming. Yeah. Look, I've said this many, many, many times. I love Aleister Black. I really do. I think he's a talented wrestler. I think he's got some amazing moves in the ring, and I think he's just kind of been wasted a little bit so far with how he's been when he's been up on the main roster. I am just really excited that Showtime Torres says must needed turn. Yeah, he needed something. He definitely needed something, and I think Aleister as a heel is very cool. And look at that, Seth Rollins gets a guy to turn. I mean, at first I kind of thought, is he with Seth now? He's all in black, but I don't think so. I think that this is just just a heel turn, and look, the Messiah turned someone heel. Anyway, but yes, I'm excited. Like I said, I think this is going to be cool, and I love KO. I do. I really like Kevin Owens, and like Jeff said, I think he said this yesterday during Impact. Who doesn't want to see KO around? Who doesn't want to see KO wrestling and not just being used for a show, interview show and stuff like that? It's better when KO is there. So yeah, this is going to be a great feud, and I'm really looking forward to it. And maybe we see this match. Do we see it already at Payback? I don't don't know. I mean, obviously it wasn't announced, but we're going to get a lot more announcements for matches before the end of the week. So, we might see something come out on, in social media, or maybe they'll just give it a slow burn, just let it go for a little bit. Maybe next week Kevin Owens comes, calls him out, and it just goes from there. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be Clash of Champions that we'll see a match. But yeah, I'm in, man. I'm in. Jeff, I'm sure you're in.
Absolutely. And I kind of said this last night too about his eye, but I'm gonna go back to a movie real quick and see if you remember this. You remember the movie The Last Action Hero?
Oh yeah, Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah. You remember the villain in that movie who kept changing the glass eye?
Yes.
And he had different ones.
Yep.
How cool would it be if he had like different contacts or something like that every time he came out, and like weird ones and different stuff like that? I mean, it would be really cool to see.
Yeah, that would definitely be different. Yeah.
But I'm glad to see him back, and I'm glad to see Kevin Owens in something in something meaningful at this point. Yeah. Shane says, I love that horrible movie. Yes, it was a terrible movie, but I watched it so many times I'm ashamed to admit it.
Some movies you just can't help but watch over and over. I get it, dude. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad to see him back, and I'm glad to see him embracing this darkness, and I really want to see the evolution of this character and see how dark he can take it, because I think even though we may be seeing some changes now, I don't think we're anywhere near where this character will end up and how dark it can get.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be really cool to see. So pay attention because we might finally be getting the Aleister Black that we've been waiting for. James Chadwick says, love KO. Yeah, I do too. I like Kevin Owens. I think he's a good dude. All right, man. It just keeps rolling along. It's a very long opening bell, guys. So
yeah.
What's next?
Let's talk about this, and I'm gonna try to be I'm gonna try not to say anything to some of the comments that have been made and some of the tweets that have been put out there about Keith's attire and his music and all that, but I'll let you go first on this, and then I'll try to be as positive as I can about.
Yeah, let me just start off by saying this. Guys, chill. Everybody just chill. Number one, he's in a match. His first match is with Randy Orton. Randy freaking Orton. How amazing is that? It's like when John Cena came in and wrestled the top of the chain and wrestled Kurt Angle. I mean, and look, you want to talk about wrestling attire, please remember your history. Remember John Cena, and remember what he came dressed in. We saw it in the Funhouse match, didn't we? Do you remember? Right. Okay. Look, it's wrestling attire. It's a different music. We talked about all this. But listen, when they come up from NXT, very seldom do they keep the same gimmick. It's just not. That's just how it goes. Things just change. And look, please, guys, to take into consideration that this is not always in the wrestler. This is not always up to them. They're coming. Keith, think about it this way. Think about it as, if you're a sports analogy, a sports fan, right? Think about it this way. You're a rookie coming up to an NFL team. You're just drafted, right? Let me tell you something. These kids that come up, they get hazed. Like the football players pretty much haze these guys. They make them carry around their water and this and that. So this is what, he's a new kid coming up to a big show. And yes, he was super popular in NXT. He was amazing down there. But look, right, Shane just said it's rarely up to them. Well, there you go. That's coming from a guy who trained with wrestlers. He knows wrestlers. So there you go. It's rarely up to them. So please, guys, don't get on him about his gimmick. It's not necessarily what he had them do. In fact, it's probably very little of what he wanted to do. But look, listen, that doesn't even matter. The dude is wrestling Randy Orton, and then he's wrestling Randy Orton in his first match on Sunday at a pay-per-view. That's amazing. I mean, who does that? How many people have we seen come up from NXT and do that? Oh, dude, that's amazing. I'm absolutely look. I love the dude. I think he's going places, and everybody has said that Vince loves this guy. Everybody has said he is the guy. Vince loves the dude, and he might end up being the spokesperson for the company at one point someday. And then, boy, man, that's saying something. So that there, look, let's just chill out with all of the negativity and is it tired? Oh, come on. Go back in history and look to tell me when people debuted, did they look cool the first time they came out? Did they have amazingly cool music the first time they came out? Come on, guys. Chill out. Relax. Wait until Sunday, and let's see what happens. But Keith Lee has got a bright future, guys. Shane says creative control is a rare thing to have in WWE. Look what happened to Gene Snitsky. Yeah, well, there's an example.
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I mean, look, we're seeing a lot of these guys going from WWE over to Impact now. Have you seen what some of those guys are doing? I know you guys don't all watch Impact, but those of you who do, have you seen what Eric Young is doing? Have you seen some of what they're doing now? Like it's night and day. It's night and day. And then we ask ourselves, we're watching this stuff and we're thinking to ourselves, man, like why weren't they doing this stuff in WWE? So yeah, just let's chill. Let's just relax. Relax. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna try to be as positive and nice about this as possible. I'm faking a smile right now so I can be nice about this.
Jeff's showing off his Roman Reigns caps right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm showing off right now.
If you could see Jeff, his caps would be shining, baby.
Yeah, I mean it's so bright. It's so bright in here. It probably you probably need sunglasses in here. But honestly, here's what really bothers me about all of this. We say we want Keith Lee on Raw or SmackDown. He ends up there, and now we're complaining about him wearing shorts and his theme music. You know what I'm happy about? I'm happy that he's there. I'm happy that the first time he is on our television on Raw is him interrupting Randy Orton. That's amazing to me. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way and that he's got a match at Impact and not Impact at Payback and he's going to be going up against Randy Orton. Okay. That's awesome. I'm happy for him because he deserves it. He deserves to be up here at this level. If he had gone into Raw and he had a feud with, I don't know, let's say Cedric Alexander, people would be livid. People would be pissed. But he's up there against Randy Orton, and he's in this kind of triangle now with the champion and Randy Orton. That's immediately putting him up at the forefront. That shows you what they think about him. You know what? They're going to fix his music. They're going to do something different. However, we have to give time for new talent on the Raw or SmackDown roster to find their groove. Eventually, he will get some new things. The gear that some people are calling a skirt and that some people posted stupid. Never mind. The thing is that it's not a skirt. They're shorts. They were baggy. I get that everyone's used to seeing him, wearing something different. Give it time. This is time for him to evolve as a character. I don't want him to be the same way as he was in NXT. I want to see an evolution. So you know what? Maybe he goes through some different styles of gear before he gets to where he's going. Give it time. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be mean about this, but we keep Nails. They almost fell off. The wheels almost fell off right there. I almost went where I didn't need to go. But give it time, because this is about the long game. This isn't about short-term stuff. So give the man some time. Give WWE some time. I don't care what he's wearing, honestly. I don't care what his music is, honestly. Was his old music cool? Yes. There's a legal reason why he can't use it. So let's all appreciate the fact that we're seeing Keith Lee, the man who is so freaking gifted, have an opportunity against some of the biggest names in the industry. I'm done now.
Yep. Yes, I agree. And you know what? Listen, guys, I'm just gonna end it on this note. We as people who do stuff with wrestling, right? This is part of the reason why I like to have fun on the show, because we can choose our way of doing things. And you guys, a lot of you guys have your own thing. Shane's got his own thing. I know Dave in real life's got his own thing. You guys that want to kind of do this kind of stuff, go ahead and do it. But here's what I would tell you. Do it from your heart. Do it from your own mind. Don't let other people necessarily sway you, right? I've got my own opinions. Jeff's got his. What we say is not gospel. What we say is not what everyone should believe. That's not what we're here to do. And there are a lot of people out there who will do that. And that's not good. And it's not right. You don't need to be in this position and force your opinions on people. We're here to talk. We're here to chat about wrestling. That's it. So make up your own mind. Look at things from a distance sometimes. Stop and just, kind of think to yourself, what do I think of this? And then if you come to a judgment call and you think about that, then that's fine. Then that's your opinion. But make sure that it's yours. Make sure that it's yours. And don't ever go out there and say, I listen to a lot of wrestling stuff. I listen to Busted Open on my way to work every single day. I listen to a lot of wrestling things. But I try to take in what they're saying, and I learn, and I think, oh, yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. And I know sometimes I bring it up on here. But I also try to, think to myself what I like and kind of express that. And I fanboy out sometimes. I do. My goodness, every time Rosemary hits the screen, I'm fanboying out. So that's what makes this all fun. So, yes. Guys, that is the only advice I would ever give to any of you. And who am I to talk? I've been doing this since March. It's not like I'm a veteran. I haven't been around for 10 years. I haven't been doing all this kind of stuff, for the longest time. I've been on the planet for a long time. And I'll just say, guys, call your own shots. Do your own thing. Done. That's it. Let's move on, Jeff.
All right. Yes, let's move on. Because I almost wanted to butt in and say one other thing, but I'm going to stop myself. We're going to talk about Alexa Bliss next.
Let's play a little Where's Waldo Alexa style, shall we? Where's Alexa Bliss? Yeah. Man, everybody, well, almost everybody was really thank you, Dave. That's great advice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I know C said something too, put some thoughts out there as well. I appreciate that, C. Thank you. But yeah, it's nothing but, like I said, just comes from my heart. It's just, me talking truth. But yeah, so what happened on Sunday? We were all expecting something from Alexa Bliss and we got nothing. We got zip. And now we're hearing that the plans changed, maybe. Nobody really knows. See, this is another thing too, and I think Steve brought this up and others have brought it up too. The dirt sheets. Oh, good Lord, stop the dirt sheets. Conrad is here. Respect to you, Conrad. Good God, stop listening to dirt sheets all the time. You know what dirt sheets are the equivalent of? I remember, Jeff, when we were kids and you used to go to the grocery store and you have those magazines that were right at the
National Enquirer. National Enquirer and all.
Star paper, like when I would see someone sees God's face in cloud, meaning the world's coming to an end and we're getting invaded by UFOs and zombie Nazis. Oh, good Lord. That's what a dirt sheet is. That's what a dirt sheet is. Don't always listen to what you see. It's not always the truth. And so many people get fired up and pissed off because they see these things. They're like, oh, look what's happening now. How in God's name logically did these, again, I think C said this, how logically did these people know what was going to happen 10 minutes after the SummerSlam ended? Like I was laughing last night. I'm like, what'd they do? Did they stick a small phone in Vince's pocket and have him taped while he was backstage? Like, what? Come on! Like, how do they know? They don't have people on the inside. They're not sneaking up in rafters and crawling through vents like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible to listen to Vince talk in the back. Like, this isn't happening. So where do you think these people get this stuff from? Be careful with the dirt sheets, guys, because listen, that's exactly what they're all. That's why they call it that. They're dirt sheets. That's what they are. They're probably half right half the time because eventually you will guess something right. Eventually you will guess something right. You're wrong half the time because most of the time it's speculation and you're going to guess completely wrong. So yes, that's the first thing. So we saw Alexa Bliss tweet out. We saw her tweet to go, oh God, Gautier. Why did I have to remember Gautier?
Oh, no.
I thought I was over it. It'll never leave. But yes, we saw her tweet out the music lyrics, and then we saw her tweet out a little emoji with her arms shrugged. And then I think she had something tweeted out today as well. So I don't know. It kind of looks like she's upset, but again, we don't know. That's the thing. This could be part of the storyline. This could be them telling her what to put out there, or maybe she's putting it out there to make it look like she's pissed. And, look, that's what I'm saying. Liam says I could see Alexa coming back at Payback and helping Roman win. Yeah, I hope that they're continuing with it. I hope she does come back at Payback. I hope that she, and I don't think she needs to help Roman win, but I don't know whether it's going to be with Braun, with Bray, with who. I mean, maybe. You never know. But I hope that it continues. I know nobody likes to see when they just drop a storyline. Like the hacker thing got dropped and things like that, and they just kind of forget things. And that, it's poor. It's not good writing. No one likes to see it, but let's just hope that this is just a little blip on the radar, and maybe we get back to it this week because, of course, we got the big debut from Roman. So, C said the frustration and anger could be her character changing. Yeah, it could be part of a storyline. Absolutely. It could be. It could be part of a storyline. So, yes, I said we just don't know. Jennifer Carter says hello from Facebook. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Keith Lee is one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE. Yes, he's awesome. Anna says we have all got too nitpicky with every minor thing. Who's in Retribution? Where's Keith's team? Why is this that? We just never watch and enjoy. Yeah, yes, this is entertainment. This is entertainment. And if it's upsetting you that much, good God, do something else. Do something else. Don't watch. Turn the clicker to something else. Watch a sitcom. I don't know. Do something else. There's a gazillion other things to do. Play video games. Do whatever it is you do. Have a tasty adult beverage out on your patio. I mean, look. Yeah. It makes me laugh. It really does, because as fans, you get so hyped up, and sometimes you get so mad, and it's like, you're not doing this though. You're not part of it. You're not getting paid. You're not behind the scenes. You're not writing. It's just But anyway, okay, I digress. Jeff, what do you think is next for Alexa? Do you think we see Alexa on Sunday? Is there any chance we see Alexa Bliss at Payback?
I do think we see her at Payback. I think she's going to make an appearance, and for all we know, she may be there on Friday when Roman and everyone turns up. So yeah, I think we'll see her. I don't think she's been taken out of the story. I think this is a part of the story. Here's what I want to say though, in terms of. You brought up some great points about the dirt sheets and all that stuff. My mom back in the day gave me some really good advice when it came to things about rumors and things like that. She told me, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. So unless I hear or see Vince McMahon say, these are the plans, unless someone says I have a direct quote from Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, or whoever else the writers are, I take it with a grain of salt. I see these dirt sheets. I see people, kind of flip-flopping, saying one thing, and then after something happens, they say, oh, well, no, this was part of the story the whole time. You've got to be you have to have a critical eye when it comes to things that are posted on social media, who's reporting it, the journalists that are reporting it, because you can't just take everything that everyone says like it's the gospel. So, I want to challenge everyone to kind of, to have a critical eye. There are some very trusted journalists out there. We've mentioned them before on here. We're fortunate enough to have one of them on our show every week in some capacity. So don't take everything that you see out there and think that that's exactly what's going to happen or that's exactly how it is. Because 9 times out of 10, if they do have an inside source, they've heard it from someone that heard it from someone that told somebody else, that told their brother, that told their aunt, that told someone else that also works at this place. And you see where I'm going? You see how crazy that whole, web gets? So just be, look at things with a critical eye. Don't think that because we don't see someone in a spot that we expect to see them in, that they're quote unquote buried or they've dropped the storyline. Just give it a little time to breathe. You like, for our wine drinkers out there, you don't just open up a bottle of wine and just start drinking it. You gotta let it breathe. You gotta let it breathe a little bit. So just let it breathe.
There you go.
Let's say,
yes.
You know what? You know how on Bad Boys 2 they did the thing woo-saw. That's what we need to do as wrestling fans. We need to woo-saw and just let things go sometimes. And just ride the wave. Just ride the wave.
Oh, yes. Look at Rusty says Melania Trump had Bigfoot's baby. Yes. And see, that's the kind of stuff you'd see. And they'd expect people to buy this stuff and believe it. Like, wow, it's like the stuff they get out of, like, if I'm going to tell you, if I saw for how many of those things I saw that had stuff with Bigfoot in it, like, you would think Bigfoot lived next door to me. Like, I mean, it's just so, it's so crazy. It's really so crazy. And this is what, it's so funny. All right. So let's hope we get some resolution to the Alexa story. What is next?
All right. Last one. Got to talk about.
Hey, we're gonna be done with opening bell. We can move on. The big dog came back. Yeah. Yes, Roman Reigns, quite the return. We did not see this coming. Yes, we did not see you. Did you ever watch, what was it, Avengers? I think it was Age of Ultron. Quicksilver's character. You didn't see that coming? No, I guess we didn't see this coming. So, I love Roman's shirt, by the way. It's so cool. Wreck everyone and leave. That's awesome. And of course, the T-shirt went on sale right afterwards. But yes, man, I'll tell you, when he first came out, I didn't know who it was. We were doing the watch along. I'm like, who is that? Like, I'm looking at him from behind, and I see the long hair, and I'm like, is this somebody from Retribution? He's dressed in black. Like, who? I thought Retribution was coming out to beat them both up. I'm like, what is going on? And then, of course, we saw it is a jacked and newly teethed Roman Reigns. You saw You saw the tweets about with Randy Orton and him, which were absolutely hilarious. I love that kind of thing. I think that's great, just jabbing each other and stuff like that. Whether that even leads to something down the road, who knows? But it's just so it's good fun. But yes, I mean, he certainly made an impression. Came in and just speared the crap out of the Fiend, and then went out and speared the crap out of Braun Strowman, and came back, and then he had some words for the Fiend, and he took the title and he kind of held the title up and said, "You don't have the responsibility to have this. You're just a freak in a mask." Yeah. So Roman is back. Look, I will never say that I am the biggest Roman Reigns fan. My friends can attest to that. In fact, if Shane's still in the chat, Shane will tell you. And Shane is, by the way. Shane knows the family. So Shane is a big Roman Reigns fan. And again, we're all entitled to our own thing. But look, listen, I understand Roman has had so many obstacles to overcome, and how can you not take that into consideration? He overcame leukemia, which is amazing. And the fact that he's back, his babies are healthy and good and things like that. So it can only make things better for wrestling fans overall. You love him or hate him. And again, that's a lot of wrestlers. You're going to love them or hate them. And the fact that he's back, it just makes things more interesting. Where it's going to go, we don't know. Yes, he's in a triple threat match with Bray and Braun. Nobody knows how that's going to end up. Everybody just kind of figured that they're going to take the title off of Bray. And if they do, he's not going to – he's still a 3-time champ. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He still won the title. And years from now, when he's a 10-time champ or whatever it's going to be, was just number 3. And if he loses it, yeah, it sucks. But what are you going to do? He works better without it anyway, and I've said that. I said I was leery about him winning anyway. So if he loses it this week, or if he loses it at Clash of Champions and Roman gets it, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, again, we can't control it. We don't know what's going to happen. If he does lose it, I will bet you dimes to dollars that he will pin Braun, and they will make Bray, and Bray will be safe that way, because you're not going to see him pin the Fiend. Who I feel bad for the most in all this is Braun. That's the guy I feel bad for, because he's the one you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, like, where does he go now? I don't think he stays on SmackDown. The best thing for him is to push him to Raw and have him go over there and have him play that big heel or that big monster that he wants to play. Have him go over there and do something else. So, but look, Roman's back, and ultimately, it's good for wrestling. It's good for business. Roman was, before Bray came along, the biggest selling merchandise guy in WWE. So a lot of kids love him. I know there's people who hate him. I was never a fan, and because I kind of always think, well, Vince just really, really loves this guy and really just pushes him to the moon no matter when he comes back. He kind of is always involved in the title and everything. So, but look, that's just, again, that's a one man's opinion, and I'm sure everybody else has their own. So, Jeff, excited about Roman's return? I'm sure you are.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly, he's one of those guys where when he's on our screens, everything feels bigger, because he's just a big time star. And obviously we wanted to see him back. I know I did, for quite some time. And I just think that again, this, maybe I'm a broken record tonight, but we got to breathe with this a little bit. I will say that I thought that there was a solar eclipse on Sunday, but it was just his teeth shining. I got a flash of light down here in South Carolina, but I think that was just him smiling outside of the Amway Center. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy to see him back. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen on Sunday in this triple threat match, and you know what? That's a good thing. It's not predictable. I don't think it's a given that he's going to win the belt back Sunday. I don't even know that it's a given he's going to win it back this year. Give it some time again. I know a lot of people say that Vince is high on him, and yes, he is, but give them some time to build this out, because maybe there's a feud that is bigger for Roman that does not involve the title. And maybe this is just a way to bring him back, to bring in, a more vicious persona and introduce that, to put him in there with, with these two big monsters, and he holds his own in that match, and, maybe he loses and then he goes on to something else. We don't know. So yeah, I just really want to see, I just really want to see what they do with this, but it's not a given that he's automatically going to win the belt, because there are so many factors that are out there for all of this. So it's just a matter of us. I know a lot of us don't want to be patient. We want to know. We're looking at spoilers, that kind of thing, but no one knows except the people with the pencil in WWE. And if we've learned anything over the last few weeks, we've gotten a lot of reporting, credible reporting, that things have changed on shows up to and including during the show. So we may think they have a plan today, and they might not finalize it until Sunday, 2 hours before the show. So let's just keep that into perspective.
Yes, very cool. Very true, dude. Very true. And that's great point. Like C says, great point about the COVID thing. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, look, he's still a cancer survivor. So yeah, I mean, how long is he going to be around? You just don't know. You just don't know. Well, one thing I do know is that we're done with opening bell. An hour later into the show. We just had a ton of stuff to talk about. So it's kind of good we're not doing a whole heck of a lot of debate stuff tonight, because, we still got more for you coming up. So let's move it right along, shall we? Let's move it right along. Rusty Shackelford says, Choppa's reigns. Chopper's reigns. Good Lord. Good Lord. Thunderdome. Boy, every time I hear this, we don't need another hero, I am always reminded of Tina Turner and Mel Gibson in Thunderdome. So I'm gonna make this short. I got to be in Thunderdome last Friday. It was, and I'll tell you, I went in a little skeptical. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know what to expect. It was a little difficult getting on, I will tell you that. I got the link, literally, I got my link 3 minutes before 8 o'clock, before SmackDown. And I'm really mad because I really wanted to be in the opening segment. They didn't have fans there anyway, though. The fans didn't come in till like right at the end, but I would have loved to have been there for that. But I got in after the opening segment, right after that. I liked it. I really thought it was neat, because where you're sitting in there is where you'd be sitting if you were in the arena. So I was I wasn't in front of the camera. The camera was kind of where I'd be sitting was to the left of the ramp, the entrance ramp, looking at that corner of the ring. So I was kind of over in that area, which you're not always going to see on TV, because it's opposite of where the cameras go. But I enjoyed it. I like I said, I got some cool pictures. Like, I took screenshots. I don't want to share them because I don't want to get in trouble and get told I can never be on it again. But I got some, like, it was almost like I was sitting right at ringside, which was really cool for me. Longtime wrestling fan. I've never been that close to a ring. And I really thought that was cool. And then you get the commercial break. The commercial breaks were different wrestlers talking to you. So we heard from Big E. We heard from Drew McIntyre. We heard from, and the Lacey Evans one was cool because Lacey came on, and at that point there was a teddy bear in the crowd. So somebody had a teddy bear sitting in his seat. And we know we've seen other things since. We've seen Pikachu. We've seen some really distasteful ones like Chris Benoit. So I know, right? So, I mean, we've seen some goofy stuff going on there. I'm hoping it doesn't get to a worse point than that somewhere down the road. WWE should get that under a little bit of control. I don't know what the delay is there, but good God, if someone decides to turn around and rip down their pants at one point in time to the camera, how are they going to get off that so quick? I don't know. I hope they have that a contingency plan for that one. But yes. But Lacey was talking, and she was talking right at the fans, which was really cool. Like she would say to the guy at the teddy bear, she's like, "Oh, hey, all you nasties," and they, and then she said, "You at the teddy bear, you must be really nasty if you don't want people to even see your face on TV." So it's like, wow, that's kind of neat. Like she's literally talking to the fans that are in the arena, like at that point in time, like live. So it was neat. Like, I don't know how they did that. I guess the wrestlers must have a screen that they're seeing as well at the same time, and they could kind of go and do that. But it was cool. Big E came on and stuff like that. So that was really neat. My biggest pet peeve of it was it's hard to keep yourself positioned. I was using my phone, so you have to keep yourself positioned in just the right angle of the camera. So they give you like this little shade about where you put your face and your shoulders and stuff like that when you're inside that little box that you get. So you had to kind of do that the whole time. So that was it's kind of tough, and I don't know that I'd want to do it for a big event because you can't really. You're watching your screen. I'm kind of thinking if you do it, guys, do it on a computer. Do it on a PC because you can click that link, get in through a PC, and have your cam in front of you on the computer. Do it that way. Do it on the laptop or maybe a tablet. I don't think it's really conducive to doing it on a phone because it's not really that easy. But yeah, I got through all the matches. There were a couple times during it where it said, "Hey, your time with Thunderdome is over. Thanks for coming. Please join us again." And I actually went back, and I clicked the link again, and I got back in. So I don't know if they're allowing you to do that or if that was just kind of a mistake on their part, but I kept going out, coming back in, going out, I must have done that like 6 times. But that did work. If any of you do get in and you get booted, you can click it and try. Now, they may clean that up. They may not let that happen because, of course, SmackDown was just like the little trial period that they had going on. But it was really cool. I enjoyed the experience. It was like I was there, like I was at a live event. I was doing all kind of, I was giving the thumbs up. I was doing, I had my arms up cheering for some of the guys. I was like yelling, stuff like that. And they are using the crowd noise from the microphone of your phone. So it's cool, man. You turn your mic on and they are getting that. It's not pumped in crowd noise. They're getting that noise from your device. They tell you they're using your microphone on the device that you have. So it's really, really neat. I enjoyed it. I think it's going to be a cool thing. I think a lot of fans are going to want to do it as it goes on. I think it's going to be harder and harder to get in. But if you get a chance, do it. I wholeheartedly think you should try it at least once. It's really, really, really cool. So, yes, there you go. That was my experience on Thunderdome. I know some people in chat yesterday were asking me some questions and stuff like that. If you ever have any questions about it and you do get in, obviously let us know. Tag us, tag Insiders Army. Let them know you're going to be on. We will have everybody look for you. And let us know. Let us know what your experience was like also. So, and we'll talk more about it. But I think it's really cool, and I think it's just going to get better. All right, Jeff, what is up next? Ooh, we have a contest. We have a contest. We have an AEW pay-per-view coming up. That is on September 5th. And we have our first giveaway from Fight TV. We're good enough to give us some codes. We have one code for this show, and we may have another for another show coming up. Teaser. But now this one is for our overseas fans and fans of the show who are overseas. This code is not for use within the United States, unfortunately. So, but this is for, and I know we get a lot of guys watching from overseas and listening to us, which is great. So I'm going to, this is just kind of a little prelim announcement. I'm going to come up with something. More than likely, it'll be something on Twitter where you kind of just have to share the post and, a couple little instructions, but I will be coming out with what this is going to be as far as that goes. And hopefully, you guys will do that, have some fun with it, and we will get you a code to watch AEW's pay-per-view on September 5th. You will get to watch it for free. So there you go. What's better than free, right? And you can watch that on the 5th of hey, I can tell you what's better than free. Watch it along with us. Come and watch it along with us. Hey. We give you the code. You can sit there, watch it. You throw it on your tablet, your phone, whatever. Watch it on Fight TV. Sit next to that. Listen to our commentary. what more fun can you have at a pay-per-view? Yes. So there you go. So our first contest, we hope to continue to have the relationship with Fight. Please go and check out Fight. They have a lot of cool stuff on there. It's not just wrestling. They do have a lot of wrestling, but they have boxing on there. They have concerts on there, which are really cool. I'm a big Kiss fan. They had their Vegas concert. I went on there and I caught that, which was really neat. So they have many different things on Fight. Check it out. Hit up their Twitter, and yes, I will come out with those instructions on how you can win that code, and I will have those in our Twitter in the next day or so. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So very excited about that. Very excited. Jeff, what is up next? Ooh, this one
awesome thing.
Yeah, dude, this is cool. If you guys didn't see my Twitter, I mean, I'm a gamer. Have been since I was playing. If Chris was in the chat, he would tell you I've had one since I was playing Pong in the 1970s. Chris loves to insult my age, but it's all good. It's all love. But yeah. So I dig wrestling games and stuff like that, and this looks like it's going to be cool. Of course, you can see there, Virtual Basement is creating this game. They released the roster. The roster's amazing. It like. Thunder Rosa's on there. EC3 is on there. We've got who else? We had Zicky Dice on there as well. Holodead, our friend Holodead is in a game. How amazing is that? I love Holodead. Love Holodead. I still to this day one of my favorite interviews that we've done. Love her enthusiasm, her spirit. Absolutely love Holodead, and it's so awesome that she's going to be in a game. I love that. But check this out. Go on their Twitter. Check out the trailer that they have for the roster, and the game is called The Wrestling Code. I'm really excited for this. This looks really amazing. They also said that I used to play with a cup and a ball. We played with cups and I tied string to them to pretend they were phones. Yes, I'm old. I get it. But yes, go and check them out. These are the same guys that did the Little Green Men games. If you don't know what they are, they're like those little green army men. And yes, again, see, this is something I played with when I was a kid. I had little green army guys, little plastic army men that you used to put in different positions all over the place. And you had tanks and stuff like that. And you used to make little war things. Yes, I had those too. So they do that. The game's called Little Green Men. And they are doing a wrestling game. And this is really, really cool. Go out there, hit them up, check out their Twitter, check out the trailer that they have for this, check out the lineup. It's so awesome. They've got people from Impact. They've got people from NWA. They've got people from Grimm's, I think. They have wrestlers from Grimm's on there as well. So, yeah, it's just like so many cool people in this. Man, I'm really, really excited for this. Really, really excited for this. And yeah, so go and check them out and get in on the action. And they are supposed to release dates and stuff like that coming up soon as to when you can get into this game. So another cool wrestling. I mean, we got Battlegrounds coming up really soon too. I have Battlegrounds pre-ordered. I'm excited about that. Like that, I said, reminds me of NBA Jam. I'm all about that. I think that's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And hey, what's better than wrestling in games? Nothing. Nothing. So yes, really, really excited about the wrestling code, and I think it should be really, really cool. All right. What else do we have, Jeff? Do we have anything else left? Oh, look at this. Guys, this is amazing. The word is flabbergasted, maybe. I get to a point where I just can't some days I just can't believe it. Like, we've only been doing this since March, right? March, April, May, June, July, August, 5 months. And we're almost at 1,000 subs. Again, the first thing I have to say is thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for all you do, for all you've done, for showing up on the show, for coming to the watch-alongs, for supporting us. I can't thank you enough. We have gone to unbelievable heights in 5 months, and the fact that we are close to 1,000,000 on YouTube is just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, guys, if you can help us get there even further, listen, I hate to even ask you guys because you guys have done so much already, but if you haven't already done so, and you have some other wrestling fans that are out there in your Twitter or on your Facebook or anywhere else, share our videos with people. Let them see what we're doing. Kind of let them know what we're all about. Let them know that we're sometimes we're complete idiots. That we're talking about, we're singing songs and we're laughing and we're joking around and stuff like that. Let them know. Just I don't care how you tell them. Tell them hey, listen, these two old guys are nuts. Go and listen to these two old guys, dude. Like, because they're crazy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah. If you could just go and do that, if you guys got some friends that that haven't heard our show, get the word out there, because no one talks about things like the people who are involved. And yes, I can't say how much I appreciate everything that you guys have done. It's been a crazy ride. It really has. The last 5 months have been absolutely awesome. For me, it's been a dream. It's been living a dream for me. And being completely honest, I was a guy who wanted to be a journalist, and I never had that chance, really. I did it a little bit, but I couldn't keep up I couldn't do it. Got into retail, and that was kind of the end of that. So this for me is I'm just having so much fun. I'm just having so much fun doing it, and I'm sure Jeff is the same. Yeah. So yes, please, guys. Like I said, we couldn't. I tell you this all the time, and I really, really mean it. We wouldn't be here without you. We would not be here without you. It'd be Jeff and myself talking to a screen. And I'm sure there are plenty of people that are out there that unfortunately do that. There's so many people doing wrestling stuff. And the fact that you guys take a little bit of time to come with us is an amazing compliment. Absolutely amazing compliment. And yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. And yes, like DJ Tazzy said, we are gonna party when we get to 1,000. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a celebration of you. We're gonna do some things, and we're gonna just celebrate you. Whatever we'll do a dedicated stream with it. We'll have it be like a free for all kind of a thing. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we'll talk about. Whatever you got, we'll make it a show all about you guys, because that's what we are from the very start. From the very start, we were the community, and the community is us, and that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna celebrate the community when we do hit this milestone, because again, that's how we got to where we were, and that's how we want to go forward. And it's going to be fun. So yes, anything you guys can do to share things for us, like our videos, give us some comments on the videos, anything at all, is very, very much appreciated from myself and Jeff. Go ahead, Jeff.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you might have a few words to say.
Yeah, again, I want to echo what you said and just tell everyone thank you for supporting us from day one, and being just awesome to us and allowing us to give you guys a different take on things, to entertain you, to laugh with you, to have serious conversations. That support means a lot to us, and we can't thank you enough for everything. And honestly, it's amazing to me too, because to think that we started this thing up in March, and here we are. Not only did we start this in March with one show, but right now we've got like 10,000 shows a week. And and it's all different, and it's all we're doing some different things. And I know Joe said this, and I'm pretty sure I speak for Brandy and Jody. I mean, the love and support that you guys give to all of the shows is just amazing. So yeah, it's just, I mean, we can't thank you enough for this. And we're close to the finish line, very close to this finish line. But you know what? This is just the first of many finish lines. Just because we get to 1,000 subs, that doesn't mean we're stopping there. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep evolving. We're going to keep, doing things that we do. You guys know that we like to change things up. and add some new things. And I'm excited about the video series that I've been working on, because it's going to be funny, and it shows a little bit more of my comedic side, and I'll be doing it through animation, so that that'll be fun. It'll be a new experience. So yeah, I'm just thankful for all of you. And yeah, when we get to 1,000 subs, oh my goodness, yeah, we're gonna party.
It's gonna be fun.
Be a massive party. Yeah. So
Yes.
Thank you guys, and I'll stop rambling on and on, because I don't want to get emotional and all of that stuff. So I'll just say thank you guys, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, guys, it's been great. And look, we've got so much coming up. We still, because of all the stuff we've been doing with the watch-alongs and stuff and the wrestling that's going on, we haven't gotten to even some of the other stuff. We still have 2 more Inside the Insiders interviews to do. We have Jeff's interview, which is really going to be fun, because that'll be an opportunity for you guys to talk to Jeff about his career, get in on that a little bit. Maybe we can get Shane to come back in, and Shane and him can talk about some backstage stuff again, because that was a fun conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, so we still have Jeff's to do, and we still have mine to do. Mine can be completely zany, off the wall. If you guys want to really have fun with that, have fun with it. Chris will make fun of me because I'm old, and people will, I don't know. Yeah, I maybe I'll do an all impression thing where I'll just do impressions all night long, and I'll be like Rich Little, and I'll just give you impressions the whole night. So, but yeah, look, mine could be insanely crazy. That's perfectly fine. I'm good with that. But yeah, so we still have those 2 things to come. We still are going to do our top 10 things on Twitch and get back to doing those, because they're a hell of a lot of fun. If you guys haven't been there for one of those, they're tremendous amounts of fun. Those top 10 lists are incredibly fun. We just laugh through the entire thing, which is completely crazy, but it is really fun. Yeah, so it's so cool to do these things. And
I didn't tell you this yet, Joe. So, for my Ask the Insiders episode, I have a confirmed guest. One guest is confirmed thus far, and it's someone I broke into the business with that many people may know once they begin to talk. So yeah, we talked today, and he said, listen, whenever it is, just let me know. He said, I might not have but 15 or 20 minutes, but I'm going to tell a lot of embarrassing stories about you. And he's going to tell the story of the time that my gear split. So he already told me that he's going to tell that story, so I'll be embarrassed a little bit, and I'm trying to work on getting the guy who trained me on there. So yeah, we've got some. That'll be a fun conversation, just to kind of sit back and laugh. There may or may not be photos. There's a photo that's out there that has a certain part blurred, and for a good reason. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. What a teaser that's going to be. You got to figure out who this person is by hearing his voice. Ooh, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. I might know, but I can't say. I might know who that might be, but I can't tell you. Yeah. You're just going to have to tune in and listen and kind of guess for yourself as to who you think this is that kind of broke into the business with Jeff. Oh, that's exciting. Very, very exciting. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Absolutely, for sure. And yeah, we're still doing interviews. We're still contacting people, talking to some people. I was in talks with a photographer for AEW. So that's going to be cool. We get to talk to somebody who gets behind the scenes and take some pictures and stuff of certain events and wrestlers and stuff. So that's going to be awesome. Just so much cool things going on. And yeah. It's just been a heck of a lot of fun. Absolutely a heck of a lot of fun. Please be Eugene, says Rusty Shackelford. Oh God. Oh my goodness.
It's not Eugene. I can tell you that it's not Eugene, unfortunately.
Maybe we'll get Vince here for 1,000.
Oh,
Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, Vince. Yes, see, we get a little Vince in the building. We get a little. Oh man, yeah. So I mean, look at it's we're getting close to midnight already. We didn't even get. Yeah, we were gonna let you guys choose a debate for us and stuff like that, but it's already we've been going on for so long.
yeah.
So we'll just chat a little bit. We'll just shoot the breeze a little bit with you guys. So
You want to do a Callan corner?
oh yes, why don't we do that? Yes, Jesse's in the building. Let's do a Callan corner, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes, Jesse is here. Jesse can get us a Callan corner before we get out of here for the night.
And Sonny's talking about peaches again.
Oh boy!
For those of you who are not in our Impact watch along streams, which if you aren't in those streams, come check us out. Even if you don't watch Impact, just come hang out with us on a Tuesday because we have a lot of fun with those streams.
Yeah, a lot of fun with that. Absolutely love it. I did pre-order the digital version of Battlegrounds. Yes, Sean Rousset. I did do that. Is it Goldberg, says Austin 316. Goldberg was actually in the news today because of Bray. Bray posted a tweet about Mr. Goldberg. So speculation is running rampant. What's going on with that? Everybody's like, dear God, no, not again. But it almost seems like he's talking to him like, I don't know, like does he want him to show? And he's telling him not to go near the red light. Like, I love Bray's tweets. They're so cryptic. Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Love it. DJ B. Tazzy watched Impact for the very first time, and DJ B. Tazzy saying he needs more peaches. Yes. You've got RVD next week, DJ B. Tazzy.
You'll get some.
Most certainly get more. Oh man.
Yes.
Eric saying we want jokes. All right, Jesse, dial it up. Callan corner, everybody's clapping. Look at Rusty's clapping. Callan corner. Yes. But yeah, I think Tazzy watched it. I think Moda watched it for the very first time, and I really think that they had a good time. But that's all. It is a really fun stream. So if you don't watch Impact, come over and check it out. Especially if there's nothing going on a Tuesday. Now I know the big thing next Tuesday, obviously, is that it's NXT with that big Iron Man match, but we will still be doing Impact. We love Impact and stuff like that, and I'll catch up on NXT a bit later on. I'm sure that will be going on. You guys will tell us what's going on, I'm sure, because you've got all the devices going at once. Boo Snails is talking about the NXT. Oh, boost NXT. All right, Jesse, give us the countdown. We're waiting. What else is going on in the world? Good Lord. Well, let's talk about the rest of the week. Tomorrow, we were going to take it. Well, I'm taking a day off. Jeff is not. Jeff will be recording Brandy's hot tag tomorrow with Brandy. Brandy's going away from the house, I guess, somewhere on vacation, perhaps. Jesse saying, hold on. No, it's Jesse saying, hold on a second. Okay. So Jeff will be recording with Brandy tomorrow, and then he will have the video up on Friday. So, and then of course after Friday, we are going to do our preview show for Payback. That will be right after SmackDown. So we will go on about, probably like 10:15 right after SmackDown. Not live. No, it won't. The hot tag won't be live this week, Nails. They're going to record tomorrow because Brandy can't make it. So they will be doing the sensational Sherry. They'll record it tomorrow, and then that will be posted on Friday at the normal time. So 6:00 will be when that is up. Yes, we're still waiting on Jesse. What'd C just say? Merry Christmas. It's been that long waiting for a Callan Corner, says C Wrestling. Merry Christmas. Rusty says, cue the jump. There it is. There it is. Come on, Jesse. We're all waiting. We're all waiting. Where is it? Where's the joke? All right. So, yes. So we have Hot Tag, which will be recorded Friday. We have our preview show for Backlash. Oh, yeah. Backlash. Good Lord. For Payback after SmackDown, which Jody will be here for. I don't think Brandy will be around for it. Saturday, we're off. And then Sunday, we have Payback. I will be here. Lucky for me, my schedule has me only work until 5. So I will be here for the start of that, along with DJ B, Tazzy joining us, and Jeff, of course, and Jody's going to get in a little bit later. So we will be watching along Payback on Sunday night. Jesse says, I got an almighty cheesy joke coming, LOL. So now we've got a preview. An almighty cheesy joke. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. See, stop it. Yes. Yes. Talking of music. Oh, stop, Gautier. Stop. It's torture. It's just torture. Now you're just somebody that I used to. Yeah. Oh God. Stop. No, stop. Yeah, Jesse's torturing us, I think, at this point. Jesse, come on, Jesse. Come on. We're all waiting. We're dying. But yes, we have Payback on Sunday. Payback, obviously, looking like it's going to be pretty cool. We got a lot of stuff going on so far. I'm sure we're going to get a lot more matches announced on SmackDown on Friday, and we could kind of speculate on what they're going to be. Maybe it's Matt Hardy. No, it's not going to be Matt Hardy. It's going to be Jeff Hardy. Yes. Yeah. Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Maybe we get a rematch. Of course. Yeah. Up. The countdown has it started. Up. There it is. The countdown has begun. 3, 2, 1. Where is it? Here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. I asked my friend, "Is your refrigerator running?" She told me yes. I said, "Good. Mine too. I will see you at the refrigerator race tomorrow." Oh, yes. Yes, that was almighty cheesy. Yes. Oh, look, Sonny gave it a 10 out of 10. Oh, my goodness. Yes. I love it. What better way to end the show than a cheesy joke from Jesse Callan? Who doesn't like that? How can you not end your night on a note like that? So there you go. Oh man, what a show. Man, Gary gave us 12 minutes. We had an opening bell that lasted for 7 opening bells. Wow. And oh, goodness gracious, there's just so much going on. So yes, guys, like I said, I gave you the schedule for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we don't have anything live. Friday we don't have anything. Friday we have the hot tag that will have been pre-recorded with Jeff and with Brandy. That's all about Sensational Sherry. So make sure you tune in for that. And then after that, we will be live for our Payback preview. That will be after SmackDown once we figure out what all these are going to be, what all the matches are going to be, and we can talk to you a little bit about those. Saturday, we have nothing, and then Sunday, we have Payback with DJ B Tazzy in the house to join myself, Jeff, and Jody for that. That should be a blast. Should be a really, really fun time. So, guys, that is it. And yeah, you know what Billy Idol says. And I've told you many times. In the midnight hour, she cries mo. Right? That's what Billy Idol says. It's the midnight hour. You know what that means? That means we gotta go. So, from Jeff and from myself, again, thank you so much, guys, for being with us and spending up an hour and a half, 2 hours of your time with us. We really, really appreciate it. And everything we've done so far and you've done for us, just absolutely awesome. Thank you, guys, for joining us. I will get that contest out ASAP. Let you know how you can win that Fight TV code to watch AEW. Yes, I will get that out there as soon as I can. And again, like the video, please share our stuff. Go back and watch some of those old interviews that we may have done. If you haven't heard the Thunder Rosa stuff, if you hadn't heard Holodead, go back and check them out. Share those with your friends. Tag Holodead, tag Thunder Rosa in it, and say, "Hey, cool! I just listened to this," and I'm sure they will appreciate it as well. Holodead always likes posts whenever you mention her, which is awesome, and Thunder Rosa does as well. So, thank you all, guys, and we will talk to you all on Friday night for our Payback preview. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Have a great night. And for God's sake, stay positive. Good night, everybody.